As the most wonderful time of the year ramps up, so does production here at the North Pole. We sleep at our benches every night in order to get everything ready before the 24th. Santa calls it Yuletide magic. You know, I never wanted to be a toy maker. I wanted to be a line cook, smoking cigarettes, getting cussed out by the chef, watching my social life drift away as I single-mindedly pursue personal success at any cost. That'd be the life. Santa doesn't let us curse, or smoke, or wear tattoos. But you can live part of my dream for me by getting HelloFresh. The cooking part of my dream. Nobody will yell at you, no matter how much it turns you on. Like me, you may not have a lot of time right now for buying groceries and meal planning, but with HelloFresh, they send you everything you need to cook at home and avoid getting expensive takeout without spending hours in the kitchen. But don't take it from me. Take it from this human being who makes videos on this YouTube channel.
Hey, this is Stefan. I've genuinely found HelloFresh useful for learning quick recipes I like and I can use at any time. I really dislike cooking and struggle with having a consistent appetite at all, but having HelloFresh meals waiting in the fridge has helped me to get into the habit of cooking more, which is much better for me and my wallet.
I'd get HelloFresh, but Santa only pays us in bags of roasted chestnut shells. If we're ahead of schedule, they give us a bottle of Coca-Cola. Here in the North Pole, they're still made with cocaine. Get up to 10 free months on your first box at HelloFresh.com with the code BENTOFM. Free meals applied as a discount on the first box. New subscribers only, varies by plan. That's up to 10 free HelloFresh meals and free shipping. Just go to HelloFresh.com with the code BENTOFM.
Ho, ho, ho. Back to work, shorties. Last to their bench gets no chestnut shells tonight.
Oh, that's the end of our daily 2-minute break. Back to the grind. Figgy pudding. I forgot to take my bathroom break. Gonna have to use the empty Coca-Cola bottles again.
Are you prepared for battle?
Battle.
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 I'm not ready for battle.
You fool.
Girl, I don't know if you've seen your workout routine in one day is more than I do in a month.
You fool. You are not ready for battle, but you know who is ready for battle? Anime.
Yeah.
Anime is always ready for battle, and they got a whole bunch of different fighting weeaboo magic systems that they like using.
Like what?
Oh, there's a lot of things. In fact, we could try to like rank some, you know. We can talk about it. I mean, like right now, I got pulled up right here. Let's talk about jamon.
Oh my God. So, okay, look. It's funny that we're starting off with jamon because I feel like it is the redheaded stepchild.
Yeah.
To like the stands that come after it. Everyone,
for sure.
If you're a big JoJo fan, you remember jamon. In fact, you might even prefer jamon. I've met JoJo fans who think jamon was better.
Jamon is interesting because there's like a lot of utility to it. Like first, like, you know, it allows you to punch with the power of sunshine, etc. But it also like, at least in the second one, allows you to like transfer energy into other items like string. You can turn it into like, you know, stiff wire. You can turn a sheet into a sword and shit. It's really interesting the kind of stuff you can do with it.
I can't remember.
It's got a lot of utility.
There's one scene where Hamon is at its peak bullshit, and it's where they use, was it leaves? It was something where he uses Hamon to like basically glide through the air.
Yeah.
It was the biggest bullshit. It is the highest bullshit of the highest order.
So I think in terms of like how we rank these, we got to consider like a few things, like the utility of the system, like how flexible it is, how unique it is. I think that matters a lot because there are some systems that are just like, it may as well be this, as well as, you know, the best, like, you know, how it's like shown off and how it scales, like, you know, like how these things kind of scale.
What about how much you would want to use it?
I think that kind of like factors in a bit as well. Like I'd love to have jamon. Jamon is one of those things where they kind of make it seem unobtainable, but it's also like, you know, if you push yourself and you learn how to breathe properly.
Yeah,
and
there is, I will say, some of my favorite battle systems are the ones where you don't need to be special to possibly tap into them, to use them.
Yeah, like your specialness might come with your potential in its use.
Yes, yeah. There will be several on here that are going to rank higher for me, all on just by the factor of their ease of use alone.
Yeah, I wanted to kind of like start with Hamon because it is one of those like it's one of the original Weeaboo fighting magics, isn't it? Like it's up there with like.
Why do you keep
Dragon
using
Ball and
Weeaboo?
Because I love the term Weeaboo fighting magic. It's fun.
It's okay, yeah. No, in terms of shonen battle systems, yes. In fact, it is kind of like pretty. It's high up there, or like in terms of one of the originals. I definitely say that it's. Is it weird to say that I feel like Fist of the North Star in its own way has a battle system? Like
kind of. I mean, if you consider like martial arts a fighting system. I mean, it's definitely like magical martial arts, but
yeah.
So where do you think this would be? Like this is kind of like a good baseline, I think. Hamon, I would kind of like it. It's not like S tier to me, but I definitely would throw it like upper. Like it's either really upper B or mid A.
So I would say B, and here's my reasoning.
Go on.
It's used creatively, but its most creative uses are totally bullshit. And that's JoJo, but I will say, and I don't want to skip too far ahead, the stands also get really creative, and they have a little bit of a better reason to get as creative and neat as they do. Like, I'm just saying, where Hamon is something that you can learn, if you're anybody, you can train to get better, and that's pretty cool. It also just feels a little underdeveloped.
I can agree with that.
Yeah, too many times do I feel like Hamon is just Deus Ex Breath.
Next up on the list, we got Ki. Speaking of originators, we got Ki. It's in so many things, but most famously Dragon Ball.
Yeah, and it was introduced pretty early on into its, like, you know, Dragon Ball started coming out in, what, 1980? Was it 1984? I feel like the manga started coming out in 1984.
Yeah, it's a long time.
Yeah, I don't know when they started to use the term Ki. I know the Kamehameha is introduced incredibly early on, but
yeah,
I'm not sure
we see Master Roshi blow up Mount Frypan, and then Goku immediately blows up a car just trying to emulate it.
In terms of battle systems, this is as basic bitch as you could possibly
this
get.
is the baseline. Like this is like you have Ki, what do you do with it? You throw energy, you make things explode, you shield yourself, you fly. Like it is like the anime battle system.
It does have like different utilities. You know, again, like you said, energy blasts. You can punch harder. You can fly.
You can hide yourself. Like
you can hide
cloak,
your energy. Yeah, you can cloak the energy, which is only really relevant if you have an opponent who can sense energy in the first place.
Yeah,
but that's an interesting so it's not that there isn't utility to it, but in terms of. And so this is really funny. When we talked about our top techniques from Dragon Ball, we had to we struggled a little bit because at some point, what is the difference between the Final Flash and the Kamehameha?
The color.
The color and the hand movements, and that is fucking it. So,
but you still end up with like some unique ones, like you know, the special beam cannon, the Kienzan, the Hellzone grenade, which is just like a bunch of key balls, but they're like positioned.
Yeah, and which that is interesting. There are interesting
Dragon Fist.
Yes. Because we all love a good fisting.
But I agree that this is kind of like the baseline, but it's hard for me to put it in B no matter how basic bitch it is because of how iconic it is for like what it is. And it's also one of those things that's like,
if you want to talk about a battle system that I would love to use, I wish I could use Ki.
It seems the most like easily approachable. I mean, you couldn't be a kid in like the early 2000s watching Videl learn how to fly and not try it yourself.
No.
There's no way you didn't like, I can feel it.
That scene where she's learning to make that ball of energy, you know for a fact kids mimicked that for years. So,
and I know we might have a bit of a Dragon Ball bias, but...
Yeah, I would say... Yes, but also you and I are going to rank other battle systems higher than this.
Yeah, but I would throw it into A personally.
I would put it in A just because it's got a lot of versatility. Hamon can't let you fly on its own. It can't let you shoot energy blasts. I mean, kind of does. Like, depending on... The point being, I do think that Ki is, while more basic and more easy to tap into and more easy to use than Hamon.
It's certainly not complicated, but I think that's also the beauty of it.
Yeah, it's simple but effective. I can see it in A. If we'd put it in B, I wouldn't have argued.
It would have to be
as
like upper B.
Yeah, no, it would be the highest tier for B, but I would say lowest tier of A for me is, yeah, I can see it there. I'd put it there.
Alrighty. Next up, we have leveling up, and this goes with like a lot of things. I chose solo leveling as the picture here because in the name, but you know, you have all sorts of, you know, trapped in a video game style isekai, sword arts, things like that, where you gain experience points and you go through like a class structure, but like you gain these techniques based on like what you're doing in the game.
Yeah, so this one is a little bit complicated because it kind of depends on one, the system of how you level up, and two, what leveling up actually means for you, because there's a difference.
Because in solo leveling, there's a big difference because like he's the only one that's doing it.
Right. But then like let's look at something like campfire cooking, right? Where, his skills are improved with like it's difficult to say, but I think people love it conceptually because it keeps happening. People
and it gives you like a nice it gives you a nice numerical identity for like how much stronger somebody's getting.
And for some reason, a lot of nerds who watch anime love having things numerically clarified. Number go up, number go up. And trust me, I get it.
Bigger number, new technique.
Yeah. Ooh. Oh yeah. No, the idea of I have a clear goal that I can work toward. Mm-hmm. Yeah, hell yeah. I understand it. I get it entirely. Like,
it's absolutely something I'd want in real life.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
If I could gamify getting stronger, done.
Now, there's probably a lot of people who are probably already watching this thinking that this, like, putting leveling up as a power system as utter bullshit.
Yeah, but it's like the gamification.
Yeah, let's just say the gamification and the idea of being able to literally just level up a technique if you grind it long enough, etc.
Yeah. Your shield heroes, your solo levelings, your all etc.
You do not watch that much isekai.
I don't.
Yeah. But that being said, I think it's a lot of fun. I would put it in B just because it is a little bit too nebulous.
I agree. It's like, it's very approachable, very easy to understand. You can do a lot of like, you can explain a lot of different powers with it because of like, you know, the class structure and things like that.
Yeah.
And I think it's less bullshit than Hamon, so I would put it above Hamon, even if it's not like... Like just in terms of like me want.
Okay, yeah, no, I want to be able to level up more than I want Hamon. I'll say that. There's
like,
no question.
You could easily say like it's a toss-up. I think Hamon is a much more creative system, but for the sake of this list, I would edge leveling up a little higher just in terms of like the how cool it would be to have of it all.
All right, okay.
Next up, my king, Nen.
Yeah, no, if this... So, spoilers, S tier, no question.
Like, there's no doubt in my mind. Like, the reason that this tier list exists is because we've talked so much about how Nen is so fucking good as a battle system.
Yes, and it is a testament to how good Nen is that there's an entire fucking episode with a teacher telling you how it works, and it's not.
There are several episodes where they have to explain like different concepts.
Well, yeah, but like that's just it though. There is an entire episode dedicated to explaining the very basic system, and it's compelling and interesting and opens the world up in ways that no other battle system that we are going to cover does.
What I absolutely love in Hunter x Hunter is that they spend that entire like little chunk just explaining what Nen is. Then you go to a place where there are people who have basically mastered it as your, you know, villains.
Yep.
And then after that, you go into a training arc of how you get stronger using it.
Yeah. And it's so fun to watch them train and learn and explore and find out where they are and what they can do. Because, like, then when you meet a new Nen user, you're like, okay, what type are you?
Yeah, what's their deal?
Yeah.
Like, are you an enhancer? Do you, like, are you a conjurer?
And the cool thing is, you can trick people into thinking you're one instead of the other, depending on how you use that technique. It's so cool.
And I love the limitations of it, too, because if you're like, you know, you're at base, you're an enhancer. That means you're never going to be quite as good, like, you're never going to be good at conjuring. You can still learn those techniques, but you're wasting your potential by doing so.
Yeah, but now the interesting thing is, yeah, you might never be good at it, so spending too much time on it might be a mistake, but knowing a little bit about it can let you do a trick that'll help enhance, no pun intended, your enhancing abilities.
Yeah.
And just also, when you were talking about limitations, putting a limit on yourself, like setting a limiter to then like
the limit for limit thing, like the self contract, the way Kurapika uses that.
That is
great.
Oh my god, the fact that Kurapika went from basically a B tier to S tier by saying
against one specific enemy
kind of opponent, otherwise I will die. I was like, fuck yeah, game the system. That's fucking great.
Do you think Kurapika's limitation would have like allowed him to fight that one spider chimera ant at full potential just based on the verbiage of it?
I think that would have probably like I think Nen is what your heart knows. Like
fair enough.
The true truth.
And I do love that like Togashi did bake in a special bullshit. And then there's the special category, which could mean a lot of things.
The special category is, man, I sure do like JoJo.
Yeah. Well, no, that's what Nen beasts are.
Well, also them.
Yeah.
But also them. Because let's be honest, specialists are literally, I've got this special ability. Like, I can
and it's just something that can't be quantified. Like, I can, borrow your technique, or I can read the future kind of thing.
Exactly.
Yeah. So, Nen, top tier. I have a hard time thinking anything's going to surpass it personally. So just get used to this being a bookend.
There's one that ranks high enough for me in terms of what I want, though. I'll say that.
But Nen, like, oh my god, like if I had access to Nen, I feel like I'd be an enhancer.
I have no idea what I would be. I'd like to think Conjurer. Conjurer seems like it would be up my alley.
Possible, yeah. Okay, so from One Piece we have Haki. And we have Devil Fruits. Because it's kind of hard to separate the two.
All right. Haki is just fucking like...
It's baseline fighting magic.
I'm still kind of weird about Haki because I understand that it was introduced because Oda did not want to make all of his characters fruit users. And I get it. I understand.
You need to level that playing field at some point,
There's got to be a way that Zoro and Sanji are stepping to
without eating a fruit.
And I get it. I don't love it. It always sort of felt like, and not to mention, like, Luffy's a fruit user and a Haki user, and so he's just always, there's no way that anybody else can measure up to him, especially with that new, like, the truth of his fruit being revealed. Yeah, he's kind of untouchable. Or he will be sooner or later.
Yeah, it's one of those things where you introduced weaknesses to the Devil Fruits early on. Like Smoker had those sea stone swords.
Yes.
That could mitigate Devil Fruit users' abilities. And obviously they can't go in the water. Like they can't swim in the ocean.
But now he's got Haki. So
it's like Haki is just, I mean, it allows you to kind of precog a little bit. It allows you to like armor yourself, hit harder.
I think the precog ability is a specific.
It's definitely special, kind of like Conquerors, where like you can throw out your aura and fuck people up.
I won't lie, I love that though. I love the idea of just being able to use your aura to take out the fucking dregs. Like, nah, all y'all weaklings, this is not Dynasty Warriors.
Yeah,
I'm not dealing with y'all. I'm getting to the big guy.
I ain't playing Pirate Warriors 4 here. I'm going boss rush mode.
Yeah, I do dig that. But like, I'm gonna say like, I'm going to throw out Haki from this conversation because I would rather focus on the power system that people actually care about from One Piece, which are the Devil Fruits.
Zoro hater confirmed.
Hey, look, I love me some Zoro. I don't even hate Haki, but if we don't have two selections for One Piece here, we have one.
Yeah, it's hard to differentiate them like as much as it is Hamon and Stans. Like Devil Fruits are such a fun thing because they are kind of like Stans, but they're like in the person. Like it's like if you ate your quirk.
Yeah, honestly, yeah. It's hey, I want a quirk. Eat this fruit.
And they're so varied. Like one can be like, oh yeah, you're the god of the sun, and I'm a jacket.
Yeah, I make bubbles. Yeah. And that one says I make bubbles.
Yeah, and I can turn into a jacket that other people can wear. Yeah, that's my power.
Now, the interesting thing is you can, like, no matter what your ability is, your Devil Fruit ability, there are ways to like make it cool, make it interesting. Sure. And that's my favorite thing about any of those types of power systems. The one where you have an ability is just, okay, but how do you use it creatively?
Yeah.
Like how do you take Best Genist from My Hero Academia and make him cool?
Yeah.
And they do. They find a way.
Yeah, it's Doflamingo.
Yeah, actually, yeah, Doflamingo is sort of that.
He's absolutely that. They both use strings.
Yeah. Oh God, sorry. I just got PTSD from the Dressrosa arc.
It
takes forever.
It killed the show for me.
Yeah. Anyway, but I love the devil fruits because depending on the devil fruit you get this really cool ability, or you get one that's like, if you want that to be effective in any way, you're gonna have to train your dick off.
Yeah, like finding the unique ways to like make those fruits like work for people, I think is a lot of fun. In kind of like the same vein as a stand, and how like such weird, unique abilities in those can be turned into something powerful.
Yeah.
That said, I don't think I would put this above Key. I would argue for One Piece being an A rank, though.
Yeah, I can see it. I like, honestly, everything that goes into it, it's so much fun. There's so much potential. The fact that you have to eat a fruit to get one, like, that is so neat.
And I actually like Haki too. Like, I think its introduction, kind of did away with some of the like
power disparity between a lot of those characters. And like, look, I get it. That's why I don't complain about it. That's why I'm never like, oh, Haki shouldn't have been introduced. I just kind of wish that like Haki had been more. It felt like it was something that was seeded a little bit later, out of necessity, more than like something that was always a part of the story. Yeah. And that's my frustration.
I'm slowly talking myself into this just because of the creativity and the abilities that it does allow you. Would you put this above Key?
I would put it below Key still. Well,
right?
Yeah, no, that's
tough.
Yeah, it's tough.
I'm gonna set it above Key for right now.
Yeah, if the winds blow in a different direction, then we can move it down.
We can talk ourselves out of it later, but I'm just feeling like the creativity of it, like the sheer like different abilities that come from eating a devil fruits.
And also I wanna point out something. Some of this is not just like the potential of it in our eyes. Some of it is also the way that it is explored in the story.
Yeah.
Like watching this stuff be explored and utilized.
He just kind of becomes a background thing. Like it's just a thing, but every new devil fruit is an adventure. Like he's like, oh, what's this one do?
It's true. So yeah, I love devil fruits. And again, I don't hate Haki. It's just, yeah.
It leads to some hype ass moments.
Yes,
that's important.
Yeah.
All right, next up, we got quirks.
So, okay. Quirks are
just being born with a superpower, but you can train them.
Yes. This is basically just devil fruits, but without the water
devil
stuff.
Fruit, but with genetics.
Yeah, without like the worry about seawater like drowning you. That's basically it. And you don't have to eat a fruit.
Yeah. Anime superpowers. Who doesn't want a superpower?
Yeah.
Granted, I don't want the superpower that makes my fingers into noodles or turns me into a stapler.
Or lets me pull my eyes out like this.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, there are some really lame, boring powers in My Hero Academia. So it is kind of a genetic grab bag, to which is why it's not going to rank too high for me, at least over other ones. It's really cool, but again, this is one of those scenarios where, like,
while you can train them, it's just like you have this, and that's all. Like you've always had this.
Yeah, or maybe your pinky is not fucked, or is actually fucked, and you don't have one. Your pinky toe.
This might be a hot take, but I think it's a C tier.
I'm not gonna fight you too hard on that one, if only just because it is kind of. It's just it's just X-Men. It's what if X-Men, but more people were X-Men than not X-Men.
Yeah. What if most of the world was mutants?
Yeah, exactly. And that's neat. I'm not going to deny that. But
it's not like the show doesn't have like hype moments.
Oh, yeah,
and that, some of the quirks can be like really cool, but a lot of them come off as like fairly generic, just like normal superpower kind of stuff.
Now, that being said, there are some characters who have really cool powers and use them in interesting ways. Like Yaoyorozu. I love her whole power system. Like Yaoyorozu is actually was for a while there one of my favorite characters, until she basically stopped getting any real screen time, which is really sad because she's cool. But I like the idea that she can just pop things out of her body.
Yeah, just creates things with her but she has to like understand their like what is it? She needs to be able to understand their chemical composition in order to produce them.
So she has to have eaten something with the stuff that it's made out of.
And yet she's able to produce things like cannons.
Yeah. No, she's eaten iron and stuff like that in small amounts. Her body knows
and she can produce things with moving parts, which is crazy.
Yeah, that was more later on though.
Yeah.
But yeah, she's there are some really cool things you can do with that. But again, it's just X-Men, but with the like numbers reversed, basically.
That said, do you think X-Men is a cool battle system?
Yeah, I really do, though. Like, and that's it. That's why it's hard for me to put it in. It's not that imaginative, but it's still cool. It still provides a lot of really cool moments.
I could see bottom of B.
Yeah, I would put it at bottom of B, just because it's the.
Like, the only truly unique one appears to be, like, One for All.
Yeah, kind of.
Because that one has like a bunch baked into it. It's the one that like actually has potential to unlock further.
It sort of blew my mind when they revealed what One for, because for the longest time it was just assumed that One for All was, it's the power of every one of those people stored up as strength. No, turns out it's
just
actually,
all the powers.
Yeah, which blew my fucking mind. I was like, what? Okay, that's cool.
All right, My Hero. Into the B's with the quirks. Next up, we have Reiatsu.
Okay, this is my first C.
Yeah.
Reiatsu is so boring. I'm sorry. It is just like, look, I like the Bankais. I like if we're I guess
I think it's fun. Like, the Bankais are fun. The different types of like whatever their weird spirit magic is fun. The Arankars and their unique abilities are fun. The Fullbrings can be fun. So I don't.
Yeah, I guess if we're talking about the full breadth of what you can do,
because we're just talking Reiatsu and spiritual energy in general, because that like covers from, like everything from the Fullbrings to the Quincy to the Hollows,
and that is fair. And I do like a lot of like, though sometimes it's sort of interesting because there's this weird: are you a guy who has ice powers, or are you a guy who can create a video game system that you can live within? Like, are you the guy who can make things heavy, or are you the guy who summons a giant version of yourself to fight, or are you the guy who also uses ice powers, or are you the guy who turns your entire perception of reality upside down?
Are you the guy that can turn your sword into sword petals?
Yeah, like which kind of like, what is your ability? And it's sort of wild because they vary so significantly, and
they never explain how they develop that. Like, it's just like, this is what my sword does.
Yeah, and that is a little bit bullshit. I do prefer that if you have a system like that, like, I mean, like, at least with JoJo,
with Nen, they explain how and why like these abilities come into fruition. With Bleach, it's just like, that's just what you get. It's like mixing Nen with quirks almost.
It kind of. And it is a manifestation of one's soul, and that's interesting to me. There's nothing that I like more than a battle system where, your personality, who you are, manifests in your ability, which is why Nen is so fucking cool.
Yeah.
Like, Nen is less biological and more just like
but it's also something you have to manifest. You have to choose how your Nen manifests.
Yeah, or rather, it kind of manifests with your personality, which can be a little bit biological. It's a nature-nurture thing.
But it's still something you choose. Like, Killua decided that he wanted to focus on electricity.
Yeah. I mean, but that's because his ability gave him that, like, he was able to do that
because he's, transmuter.
Yeah.
So he focused electricity because it just made sense for him. He thought like, I know electricity. Let's do that.
And then gives you a lot more
freedom
to do with that as you want. Yeah, you're right there. And so, I don't know, the battle system in Bleach, there's a lot going on there. There's a lot of cool stuff. But a lot of it just kind of feels like, well, how the fuck does that, like, when we get to the spirit Nazis, like, how their abilities work makes no sense.
Yeah, you had Uryu, who just has like a bow, and then like all these guys can just do like random bullshit.
Yeah, they never really explain how the fuck they get all these abilities.
They never explain. Yeah, they never explain anybody's abilities.
Yeah, unless I'm like forgetting. But it really does kind of feel like it's just a lot of bullshit. Now, again, I come off as a Bleach hater sometimes. I'm really not. I actually like read Bleach all the way through. I watched all of the anime. I've been watching 1,000 Year Blood War. I think it's better than the manga. I think it's improving on a lot of things, and it's good. It's a fun watch.
Yeah. We're just talking about the battle system.
Yeah, the battle system is a little bit bullshit, and a little bit more bullshit than its contemporaries.
I could see top of C, but I can also like see the argument that it might still be a little bit more interesting than My Hero.
It's interesting
because I mean, My Hero is just like they're born with it too,
Maybe you're born with it. Maybe you're Bleach.
Yeah.
It's hard for me to say. Let's put it at the bottom of B. If B gets too crowded though, and I might move it. I just might argue we move it to C.
All right. Here we go. This is, despite the fact that Yu Yu Hakusho is one of my favorite anime of all time, this might be prime C contendership because there is nothing more generic than Yu Yu Hakusho's battle system, which is just you have spiritual energy or you have demon energy, and it manifests in whatever type of spirits you are or however you choose to fire out your, like, it's basically ki.
This was like, this kind of felt like he really liked Ki, but he also wanted to start like when Togashi got into Nen, it definitely felt like his approach to a much wider JoJo-esque battle system.
Yeah.
That also like I always say that Nen is what if like Ki met JoJo, and yeah, that's this feels like the like almost the precursor to that in
a
some
little
ways.
bit, yeah. Like to me, it feels like one of the most generic battle systems. Now it uses it perfectly.
Yes.
I think Yu Yu
yeah.
Hakusho is one of the best battle shonen of all fucking time. But it is a very generic system in terms of its like.
But that being said, you do get some really cool shit. Like when you get into the Dark Tournament,
yeah,
you have a lot of people who are using some cool abilities.
Yeah, you get some very unique demons, and then eventually you get like the psychics in Chapter Black.
Yeah, once you hit Chapter Black, that was Togashi saying, "Man, I really want to write more of this."
That was him test running Nen.
Yeah,
for
that was a test run of the actual Nen shit that he would do
but
later.
We're only talking about the spirit energy and demon energy side of this.
Yeah,
which it's arguable if you could say the psychic stuff is part of spirit energy.
I feel like it doesn't work without spiritual energy still being a part of it.
And yeah, Yusuke can't use psychic powers.
That being said, you still have characters in the Dark Tournament who use some wildly weird and cool techniques, like a guy who can make a rock. You can make an entire super solid rock suit of armor. Mm-hmm. You have a guy who can use ice. You have a guy whose blood allows you to.
I like how you're all pulling from one team.
I'm like, was that one team?
Yeah, that's all the ninja team.
Oh wow. Yeah, and then there's Wind Dude.
Yep.
Okay. You have Rinku, who can
use yo-yos.
Yeah, who does the yo-yo thing. Yeah, there are a lot of I don't know. There's a lot of really cool ways that you can use spiritual energy.
Yusuke's almost always turns it into just like a gun or a bomb, but we've seen Kuwabara using a sword. And again, those are like relative. Like I'm trying to be harsher on Yu Yu Hakusho than I probably should be in terms of its battle system.
Yeah, but that being said, it feels like its battle system is very rudimentary. And kind of allows for a lot of bullshit. Like, it's kind of like, well, how the fuck do you make it, like, where's the Dragon of the Darkness flame? Where the fuck does that even come from?
Yeah, we never really get a good explanation for that. It's just like this ancient primordial entity that Hiei made a compact with.
Like, if we're talking about just spiritual energy, it's essentially just ki, but worse. So, C?
I'll throw it in C for right now.
But that being said, it's still one of the best battle shonen.
Oh, absolutely. Like, it's in my top of all time. Far and away.
All right.
Next up, stands. Might hit another S tier here for me.
So stands are really cool, and I love them.
They're so unique, so interesting, and every time, like every like it has that monster of the week thing where it's like, oh, we're in a new territory. What the fuck does this guy do? What's it? Was he in the mirror? What's happening?
Now, explain how the feng shui one from part 6 works.
I haven't seen part 6.
Okay, well, as somebody in the comments, I beg of you, explain how that shit works.
Wait, was feng shui the prison?
Yeah, there's one in the, yeah.
Then yes, I have seen that one. I don't remember the feng shui one.
Yeah, because it makes no sense. Like, it's so funny that people don't understand how Diavolo's ability works. King Crimson.
King Crimson.
Yeah, King Crimson. King Crimson's ability is so easy to explain.
Yeah.
Futurama was able to do it, no problem. I understood King Crimson. I do not understand, like, a good quarter of the stands in part 6. And frankly, some of the ones in part 5 are also weird bullshit. How did Notorious B.I.G. learn how his ability even fucking works in part 5? It's the one that follows them on the plane. The fucking, like, where they make the Twilight Zone reference. There's a thing on the wing.
Yeah.
Yeah. What? Now, that being said, there's a bunch of bullshit with stands, a bunch of ridiculous nonsense with stands.
But a lot of them are just so fun.
A lot of them are so fucking
So
fun.
fun.
And you know what? I'm going to defend part 3. Everyone says that part 3 is like, oh, well, it's where stands were introduced, so you get some of the more boring fights. But you know what? At least you got fights where, like, you got to do some real, like, easy to understand shit where they still came up with creative and neat solutions. I think the stands are pretty cool. They get bullshit. They get way bullshit. And every single rule that they introduce about stands gets broken at some point. Every single one.
So you think that detracts a bit for you?
No. Because, like, look, you can break your own rules if you want. That's totally fine. Just don't make it common. If you have one thing that comes in and breaks a rule, that's kind of cool. Because it's like, oh shit, okay, this one's breaking one of the rules. How do we deal with that?
Right.
But if you're constantly breaking the same rule,
then you may as well not have the rules.
yeah, then fuck your rules. But that wasn't so much of a problem. In fact, like whenever you had one of those instances where they're like, oh shit, this is like, we were prepared for something completely different, but because of how this stand works, it gets to do something else.
Right.
That's cool. I dig that. So honestly, for me, if I had to be honest, like stands are high B, low A for me.
High B, low A.
Yeah.
You know, I think it's one of the better fighting magic systems out there.
It is, I mean, it is pretty cool. And honestly, if not just for the fact that everybody who watches and enjoys JoJo wishes they had their own. I have my own like fake stand. I have my own, like mine's called Hazards of Love.
Yeah. I'll meet you in the middle. I'll put it in the middle of A.
Okay.
Like
All right.
between, like, because I think like it's damn close to S for me. Moving on, we got breathing techniques.
D.
D?
D. D. Easy D. Not even a question. It's D.
But Kaiser, how does a snake breathe?
I don't know.
Through its nose.
Yeah. How do any of these like? Okay. Explain to me. Get in the comments. Please explain to me the difference between snake breathing and fire breathing and any of this shit. Explain to me the difference between most of these techniques that they use other than they swing in a different direction. Explain to me why like I get how the whole like breath system works. I get it. It's boring. There's no variation. It sucks. It is a total bullshit system. I hate it. I like it led me to hate Demon Slayer because it's like, wait a second. What is the actual difference between any of these systems? What is the difference between a black blade and a not black blade? You can't tell me. There is no difference.
Roll that back now.
I had to get it out.
I know.
Yeah, no, this one is such an easy D. And look, if you enjoy Demon Slayer, I don't judge you. I don't think you're wrong. But no way.
I think you're going a little too hard on it, personally.
I refute.
All right. Well, I think that in terms of like how the show presents it, they do spend a lot of time training and learning these different abilities. And like they try to explain what's going on with them, like how they're, you know, the techniques themselves are fundamentally rooted in nature, which is very much rooted in martial arts. Mm-hmm. I give it points for that. I give it points for being very pretty. Very pretty to look at.
Oh yeah.
Immensely gorgeous. I love when he's using water breathing and you see the waves just crashing down.
Yeah, the ones that don't exist.
Yeah, the waves that don't exist.
Yes.
Yeah, I know. Like, but it's the
Look, if you told me that they were like those waves existed, if the fire existed, I'd be like, "Oh, actually no, that's pretty
like
cool."
the fire does exist.
But it doesn't.
It's weird.
They've already confirmed that those things don't actually exist. They're just visual flares.
Either way, I think like the way it's presented and the way it's shown, it looks really cool.
Yeah, looks really cool.
Yeah. It's essentially like a martial arts swordsmanship power system, but it's clear that there is like levels to it, because why else would you have ranks and people that like are way stronger than anybody else?
Oh yeah, but a lot of these, okay, some of these don't have ranks, but a lot of them, like, you can measure the difference between somebody's innate abilities, their techniques.
But he can smell their weak points.
See, that was such an interesting thing to me because I loved the idea of like scent in a way like that.
It is weird how it is weird how each of the highest ranking sword people all have like one sense that they seem to like lean on more. Like Zenitsu's got hearing,
which that part I dig.
Yeah, Inosuke's just got instinct, just straight instinct, animal instinct.
I like a lot of the characters in Demon Slayer. I like the differences in how they fight.
You just don't like its battle system
whatsoever? No, its battle system is bullshit. It's boring and it doesn't actually contribute much to the fights. Again, other than using this breathing technique, I can slow this wound from bleeding as much. I can keep myself from getting too cold or I don't know. That's kind of neat, but that's Hamon. It's just worse Hamon.
Yeah, I actually have a hard time arguing with that.
So you think it's D?
I definitely think it's D because they never do anything cool with the system itself other than its baseline explanation of how it allows these people to stand toe to toe with demons. It's it helps you be stronger and faster, and it's well, that's neat, but is there an actual system? Is there a way to game it? Is there what cool techniques can I do? Can any of these characters do? We hear about the fire one is stronger.
So you're just saying it's a lot of flash over substance?
Yeah, it's all flash over substance, genuinely. I mean, in my opinion, look, if I'm missing something, fine, but I've gone through, I've watched people explain these systems. I've seen whole things about how this thing works, and every time it just feels like a bullshit explanation again for how human beings can stand up to demons. And that's fine. But as a power system goes, it is so much less interesting than any of the other ones that we've talked about.
All right. Well, D is for Demon Slayer. Get in the comments. Let us know why Kaiser's wrong. And by, association, me at this point, because I'm allowing it to happen.
I'm sorry.
No, that's fine.
I'm sorry my trash opinions have to affect you.
I genuinely have enjoyed most of Demon Slayer that I've watched. That movie's a long haul, though. That's a long haul movie.
I've heard the latest one is a lot.
All right, next up, we got Alchemy from Full Metal.
So, there a lot of people really, really like Alchemy, and I'm not saying you shouldn't. Alchemy is really cool. However, y'all need to remember something. None of y'all are doing this and this unless you do something unforgivable. Remember that. Remember that the only people who get to do this and this
are people that have fucked with the balance of nature.
Yeah, and given up something very fundamental to them. You've had to have given up something truly special to yourself.
That said, you can still have that symbol somewhere, say on a glove, and turn it into fire.
Well, but specifically that's to create fire.
Yeah,
he can't create stone with it. It's just fire. Now that being said, there are a lot of creative and cool ways to use alchemy.
I love that every alchemist has their thing.
Yeah. I love alchemy. Honestly, in terms of battle systems, it is one of the most well thought out, if a little bullshitty, but again, a lot of these have their own bullshit. So we're gonna allow for the bullshits.
Yeah, I agree. Not only is it very flashy and interesting to see, it's got a lot of utility.
Yes,
it's not just battle. It's something where you have you can repair a car, shit like that, build a fire, build a house.
There's nothing like Edward being able to just repair that fucking radio and being oh wow, actually this battle system, this power system, because it's a power system, it's not a battle system, it's a power system, and it's really fucking cool.
And it's really cool in combat. You get to see so many different alchemists fight in so many different ways. You got Roy Mustang throwing out fire. You got Ed Elric, who's able to, just kind of create weapons from things, turn his fake arm into a blade, and Scar, who can absolutely destroy things.
Yeah, you don't need a summoning circle if you're like Edward Elric. But if you aren't like Edward Elric, if you're like anybody else who hasn't seen the door, then you can still do cool stuff. You can do a bunch of cool shit.
You can create a child dog. It's their own best friend.
You don't have to pay for college. You just have to pay for
doggy training school.
Yeah, training school. Yeah. No, you're saving on education. It's great.
Yeah.
Cool. I'm glad that we were able to fit in the most overdone meme in all of Full Metal Alchemist here. I'm sorry.
That said,
S tier?
Honestly, yes.
But it is below Nen.
It's below Nen for me. It's definitely high up there for me, but it's got less utility. Or at least not less utility.
It's less. It's once you get the concept, it's less interesting than Nen, because every time you run into some new Nen user, it's like, oh man, they could be anything. It's that stand thing. You got that little mystery box of like, what do they do?
But what it lacks in creativity, it makes
utility
up for
is
in sheer utility and accessibility. That is so key.
It's accessible, and it's something where like, since you don't need to keep guessing what's coming, you're like in this situation where it's like, okay, so these are the utilities that we know they have. This is what we know they're up against. How do they deal with it?
It's good shit. It is, yeah, it's an easy S for me. Easy S.
All right, next up, we got bending.
Talk about another easy S.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. So remember when I said there's another one on this list that reaches Nen levels of I want that?
Bending is so fucking cool, and it's so like fundamentally easy to wrap your head around.
Yeah. Like genuinely, it's kind of crazy that Avatar: The Last Airbender not only took this very basic concept,
elemental warriors,
but fucking they did so much with it. They built an entire world around it, and it felt so real and interesting and like, okay, what kind of bender would you be?
I would either be earth or water.
Yeah, mine would be water or fire. Like, I love the idea of being able to make my own fire. It's just, there's a lot of utility to that. Water has so much, like, I can do so much with it, including healing people, which I love that.
Or you can take their blood and do what you will.
Also that.
If I'm being honest with myself, I'd probably be an earthbender. I just like water.
I will say this. Sorry to all you want to be airbenders out there. All the other three, if you said I was a firebender, a waterbender, or an earthbender, I would be basically equally as happy. But if you told me I was an airbender, I'd still be psyched. I'd still be excited, but it would not be my first choice. It's my last choice.
Interesting.
Well, it's really just a matter of there's less utility to it than the rest.
Fly. If you know how.
You can glide, or you can give up something very, like, you can basically ascend.
Yeah, get rid of your tethers to the earth.
Yeah, which, by the way, the way they did that in Korra was fucking metal.
Yeah.
Around her head when she blew her head up. What the fuck? But yeah, no, like, I love bending so fucking much. I would put it either under or above Nen for me.
That's crazy. I can put it above Nen.
Look, if we put it
but I will
Nen,
absolutely put it in S tier. Like, there's no question there.
I know a lot of people are going to be like, but it's so simple.
Yeah, but it's so beautifully simple.
You can just do so much with it.
Yeah.
You can do so much with it.
And it's like one of those things where you also have like the subsects, like you have the swamp benders, you have the sand benders. Like there are little things, like even within the, the four cardinal bending styles that, like,
Yeah, no, it's very interesting to me
metal
because
bending, magma bending, combustion bending.
By the way, I want to share my little pet theory, which I'm not sure has been proven wrong so far in any of the stuff that they released of Avatar: The Last Airbender. But I have a pet theory that to be a metal bender, you have to be the son of a to be a metal bender, you have to be the child of two earthbenders. But to be a lava bender, you have to be the child of an earthbender and a firebender.
You're just saying this based off Bolin.
Oh, I mean, yes. But to me, I think there's a certain amount of sense where if it's all spiritual, then yeah, I can see a little bit of like, well, I mean,
It makes sense.
yeah, I think it makes sense.
Yeah. Next up, Chakra from Naruto.
So chakra's weird because in terms of what chakra is without ninjutsu itself, yeah, it allows you to be stronger, faster, etc.
Allows you to climb trees with your feet.
Yeah, but it isn't until we see it used in tandem with techniques that it becomes jutsu, that it becomes actually interesting.
Yeah, because you had that like little breakdown too. We learned in like Shippuden that everybody has like an elemental attunements that, like, these are the techniques that you'll be better with. Like the Uchiha, better with fire techniques. Naruto's a wind guy.
It's so fascinating to me that and like, I'm not gonna say that Kishimoto didn't plan to introduce that early on, but it is fascinating to me that it took so long to introduce the idea of elemental like affinities. Yeah, crazy to me, but it's cool. I like it. Yeah, hell yeah. Give me more limitations. Like, I guess it's not so much a limitation, just like, yeah, you're gonna be
diversity.
Better with this. Yeah, diversity. I like that. I will say chakra again, since it's kind of part and parcel with jutsu, like I guess it's like you can't really separate it.
I mean, it's jutsu. It's also got like the bloodline techniques kind of built into it too.
Yeah, which
the
are
Sharingan,
technically
the
are kind of also jutsu.
Yeah, kind of.
I think it is a cool system. I think there's a lot of creativity. I remember when I was watching Naruto at the time, I thought it was one of the coolest. Like I had seen.
Early Naruto is fucking great.
Yeah, and frankly, despite the fact that it relies a lot on magic rules, and let's be honest, some of this just is fucking magic. It to me makes a little bit more sense, and there's a little bit more explanation to it than something like Reiatsu and like the fucking the stuff that we see in Bleach. I don't know exactly how these work into it. I don't know, like
the hand signs.
Yeah, I know. Like, I get the idea that maybe these channel the chakra differently. Maybe that's how that works. Maybe that's the entire idea.
It's how you focus the technique. You're making a contract with the magic.
I guess. But also, that shit looks cool. I'm sorry. It's cringe when real people do it, but in the anime, this shit fucking rules, and I don't care.
Yeah, the hand signs are great, and then they start developing techniques where they don't need it anymore, like the Rasengan. And
yeah, I would want to actually place it pretty high.
I'd put it in A for sure, probably above Ki. The question is it above or below Stands and Devil Fruits?
I would put it below Stand. Well, that's actually fascinating. You know, the funny thing
because it is another one of those things where it's like, it's a very simplistic system when you understand it. It's just like energy that comes from inside. Now channel it to do what you will.
Yeah. And let's be honest, one of the things that it also has going for it is that it gave us some of the coolest techniques in all of anime. Like, look me in the eye and say that you don't want to be able to do the Shadow Clone Jutsu.
I have dreamed many times of being like, man, if I could just do that, I could do this and that at the same time.
Nothing more than I would love to be able to edit while I'm playing a game, while I'm like, while the real me is going out for a walk.
Yeah, and like, you know, not to say like I can't cook dinner while double teaming my girlfriend in the other room. Like, there you go.
Like, look, if you're an adult and you see the Shadow Clone Jutsu and you're not imagining like, oh man, I would be the best lover then. Nah, it's pretty high up there.
It is.
Like, man, it's weird because I went into Naruto thinking, this is like a B, maybe an A.
It's definitely A. Yeah, I always thought like it's definitely above Ki because it's Ki with just that little bit extra special sauce.
Oh yeah, no, it's Ki. But it allows you to do fucking super.
But like I said, it has that special sauce.
Yeah. Honestly, I'd put it at the top of A.
Top of A.
Yeah.
Ooh, even above One Piece.
Yeah, I've been able to talk myself. Look, if I had to choose,
I'm not disagreeing.
If I had to choose between which one I like more, I probably like One Piece more.
For sure.
But if we're talking battle systems, yeah, I gotta admit, Kishimoto cooked. Kishimoto ate, left no crumbs.
Mm-hmm. Next up, we got the crystal power from Sailor Moon. Okay. Now, you're going to know a shit ton more about this than I am, so I'll shut up.
I like how you put this in here, but really, it's kind of just, in a way, it's sort of just magical girl powers in general.
Which is, I think it's a catch-all.
Yeah. So, I grew up with Power Rangers. I grew up with Sailor Moon. I'm working on a Sailor Moon parody right now, and I'm having a lot of fun with it.
Stay tuned.
Stay tuned. Stay mooned. And it's difficult because while I love the whole, like, you know, shout out your transformation slogan, use your cool powers in your neat outfit. It's a lot of fun. But in terms of a battle system, like, it's kind of here or there. It's not the most creative. It's, again, very much in line, like, especially
with Super Sentai kind of stuff.
Yeah, especially with a team like the Sailor Moon girls. Now, if you're Sailor Moon herself, you get insane amounts of power. Like, by the end of it, you basically have the power to
warp reality,
and fight universe level threats, and that's cool. Okay, let me put it to you this way: it is the most Deus Ex Machina of all these power systems because it like. What can the silver crystal do? What it needs to at that moment. Okay. Like, so I will say it's fun, it's cool, it's flashy, but it's also bullshit. I would put it low B, maybe high, high C.
Let's put the married couple together here.
You're right. Because the two mangaka, the mangaka for Sailor Moon, the mangaka for Hunter x Hunter and Yu Yu Hakusho, married.
Yeah.
So that's
super cute.
Super cute.
Super cute.
Super cute.
I have no argument. I barely know much of Sailor Moon, but I knew you were working on that thing, so I had to add it in here. Plus, magical girl power does feel like it needs a catch-all.
Now, that being said, I do love Madoka a hell of a lot, and I like how it uses its power system.
Yeah.
That shit's crazy. But if we're talking about Sailor Moon, it is fine. It works. It does its job. Honestly,
it gives you a new drip.
And the coolest part about it is like, oh yeah, Sailor Mars can use fire powers, and Sailor Jupiter uses lightning powers, and that's cool, but it's basic. It's super basic.
Yeah. Cursed energy from Jujutsu Kaisen.
This is so fucking cool.
Isn't it?
Look, I have my own opinions on like the last third of Jujutsu Kaisen. But what I will say is that its battle system is fucking cool. It's so neat. The idea of telling your opponent how it works puts you at a disadvantage, but that makes makes it stronger.
Yeah.
The idea, and the fact that the better curse users are people who aren't fucking right in the head. Like the more unhinged you are, the more creative and crazy you can get. It is a system that is built not only off of your own innate physical abilities and how much cursed energy you can build up, but just your own sense of how it works and understanding. It's so neat.
Yeah, and you can have like so many different ways of it manifesting. I mean, my favorite is easily Boogie Woogie, but yeah. That's just because Toto is the best.
Toto's pretty fun.
Yeah, but Itadori, who's just such a simple guy, is just like, no, I got punches.
Yeah.
You got punchies.
Yeah, the fact that Black Flash is always hype. It's always so hype.
Yeah, it makes you wonder why more people don't use it. I mean, it's hard to use for sure.
Like again, it's sort of an affinity thing.
Yeah.
Like that's the big thing is like how much of an affinity do you have towards that particular like. Yuji is just, I like to punch shit, so he's just really good at like tapping into the right mindset, the right physical place to use Black Flash. So.
But there's like this massive disparity in those with power and those without it. Like this is one of those things where like it varies insanely wildly. Like you got Gojo who has like the power of all powers.
Yeah.
And then you have like a guy that can't say words or else he'll accidentally kill people.
Yeah. Although, frankly, that power is still super
very strong.
sick. It's so cool. Oh man, I love him. I love that character. I love his whole deal.
And then you have Mechamaru, who's like bones are made of glass and skin's made of paper, so he has to live in a bathtub and live through robots.
I just love the fact that we get a whole extended Evangelion reference. Fuck yeah, I'm about it.
It is very, like, it varies wildly in terms of, like, you know, what the powers are. I do love the creativity that's allowed to go into it. It feels like, I mean, it's kind of up there with Naruto, but it's less defined than Naruto.
There's a little bit more bullshit to it.
Yeah, a lot more bullshit.
Yeah. Where you can do some crazy, weird, wild stuff. And it's just kind of explained, oh, well, that's just the affinity. It plays more by JoJo rules than it does by...
A bit, yeah.
Yeah, Naruto rules. But the way that it functions and the way that it comes about is so cool to me that the vibe of it. Oh, we didn't even talk about domains.
Oh yeah, domain expansions.
Yeah, domains are so cool. It's like in my domain, my preset to use my power is automatic. So I basically am guaranteed to be able to use my ability and probably get a hit on you.
Yeah, and the only way for you to like get out of it is for somebody to break you out or for you to just be stronger.
Yeah. And it's really interesting. I feel like the biggest problem it has is that it introduces a lot of these cool ideas and then to a certain extent kind of over explains things as it goes on. I can't say that it doesn't try to really give you an idea of how this stuff works. I don't know.
I can easily see it in A.
Yeah, I would put it at I'd honestly just on everything I'd put it in A, maybe bottom of A, just because
below key.
Oh,
I mean, I can see it.
I can see it. Okay, let's put it below JoJo,
but above key.
Actually, I'd even put it above JoJo. Now I think about it. Yeah, you know what? In between JoJo, honestly, in between JoJo and One Piece, kind of feels right to me.
I can see that. It's a nice little snug fit right in the middle of A.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, I gotta give it to them. The way this list is turning out, there's a lot of really cool battle systems in Shonen.
And last but not least, Devil contracts from Devil, the Chainsawman.
Speaking of some of the most fuck. This is the most fucked up battle system on the list. This one's crazy.
Yeah, you have to give up a chunk of yourself, or honestly, whatever the devil wants for you to make that deal.
The way that this shit works is nuts. The way that we see these powers get used is crazy.
Mm-hmm.
I love it.
Like the giant wolf head that eats things, but in return takes fox head, but in return takes limbs.
Does it take limbs?
I can't. I remember somebody losing parts of their body for using their ability.
Lady? I thought it was that one lady.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's really cool shit. I loved Chainsaw Man. I kind of fell off a little bit after the first part. Like, I'm sure there are a lot of people out there who will say, "Oh, the second part's just as good as the first." I'm not one of those people, but I'm also not going to argue.
I'm not super caught up on it, but
yeah, I'm not here to argue with you on that point. I'm just saying I fell off after that first part. But that first part for me is so good that I'm like, I'm fine. I feel like I got my entire Chainsaw Man experience. And its battle system plays into that a lot because the way the contracts work, the things you have to give up, there's a balance of everything. Like watching how some of these, I don't know, I really liked it.
Denji was kind of lucky with his contract and the fact that the devil he made a contract with just loved him.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah. It's like the fucking
Pochita,
yeah. Pochita is like, yeah, I'm just gonna live inside you and make you the Chainsaw Man.
The saddest part to me was that we just lost Pochita. I'm just like, no, I like that design. Keep him around.
I know, right? Pochita is so
too fucking cute.
Quick side tangent. Have you ever read Fire Punch?
No.
Read Fire Punch. It's fucked. It's so funny and fucked up, but also amazing, but also kind of weird. But I love it. Does
that have anything to do with Chainsaw Man?
It's basically him kind of
like the writer's precursor.
Yeah.
Okay.
Think of it as his Yu Yu Hakusho to Hunter x Hunter.
Gotcha. Okay.
Only way weirder and not as good. But still worth reading.
So you got like a whole bunch of drawbacks when it comes to like getting these powers, but the powers are like
creative, cool. Some of the fights are amazing. They never last too long.
Yeah.
Like the fights in Chainsaw Man are usually pretty quick and to the point. Mm-hmm. Like that's why I don't know. I love it, but I would never want to use it. There's the big problem is that this is the one on the list where fuck no.
I mean, it'd be pretty shitty to get a stand too. You gotta get stabbed by that fucking arrow.
Yeah, like I mean, who cares? Yeah. Like, look, if I survive it.
You have to survive it.
Yeah. But if somebody said, yeah, you're definitely going to get it, go ahead. I'd be like, all right, let's go.
So it gets massive down points for being like, no, do not want.
Yeah. No, look, in terms of watching it, here's the thing. In terms of a story and watching it play out, it's easy A material for me.
It's also one of those things where it's hard to quantify how they get stronger as a devil.
Yeah, it is.
Like, we don't really see, like, a good example of progression other than them being stronger as people and learning better tactics.
Learning better tactics and getting smarter with the way that they like work with their contracts. In fact, there's a character in the second part who has a crazy ability where it's all about the worth of an item she owns and when she gives it up. And she does some really cool and neat stuff with that.
Interesting.
God, this one's easily in the A for me, if just because, while I would never want to use it, it's so cool and fun to watch.
Above or below key? Because I don't think I would put it above stands.
Okay, I'm only going to put it below key because, again, I would not fucking want to, like, you could not, I don't think there's a way you could convince me to make a contract with the devil unless it was a devil I was, like, personally super cool with.
Unless you were like, hey, Pochita, you can be my heart now.
Yeah, if the dick-sucking devil ever comes up to me and is like, yo, I got a deal, we're good to go.
It's an all-you-can-eat buffet, brother.
But like, yeah, no, I would not want to. And so it's just a big do not want, but it's so fun to watch.
So we got a nice stacked list here, but what do you think? Where would you put these things? How much do you disagree with Kaiser about Demon Slayer?
Yeah, people are gonna. Oh man, I hate to be that guy who's like,
in the comments, let him know how much he sucks.
Get down there.
And with that, we got more to record, so we're gonna do that. Enjoy.
End of the video.
Just subscribe and you can watch this early and stuff.
Yes, yeah. I mean, yeah, you subscribe.
If you want to do that.
The Patreon.
Or you can click videos around us. Something.